Hey guys, welcome to another edition of GamingNight. This is part of my Halloween special. Just gonna talk about some of my favorite games to play around Halloween. We'll go over some of the basics with some of them. Some I'll give a brief explanation for. I'll do my best to give you guys some knowledge if this might be something you might want to add to your gaming session this Halloween. So, newest one I got is Zombie Dice. This is a very basic, it's a push your luck game, very simple rules. You can use the canister here, or you can get a dice bag and you basically will pull out 3 at random. And you're trying to get these brain icons, but you also have the footprints. If you roll these, they get locked in play and you have to re-roll them. If you decide to take another turn, you can't get another dice out of the bag, so sometimes it's bad. And if you get a shotgun, you basically, your zombie gets hit. If you get 3 shotgun blasts, then you're dead. Then you don't get to keep the brains you accumulated that round, so you have to basically know when to stop. And then of course the green one's got is more brains because this one's a little easier. The yellows are a little bit more difficult, and there's also reds in here too. And the reds ones, if you ever get those, there's a ton of shots on this one. There's like 1 foot and actually 2 feet, and was like 1 brain on here. So you have a 1 in 6 chance of getting a brain on the red. So you kind of got to know when to stop, and whoever gets the 13 brains wins. And then everyone gets one last go. The round, if you finish the round, and someone gets a chance to get 13 or more. So that's Zombie Dice by Steve Jackson Games. This one's Dread Curse. This one will fill the niche. It's another pusher luck game. It's got a pirate booty mechanism where you're basically, it's kind of like a Citadels, where you're choosing from different roles to get coins, steal coins, pass coins. You're basically trying not to get the curse coin or the lead coin, which gives you -5 points. But if you have the black spot coin, which is the curse coin, and there's only there's 2 of them in the bag. So if there's 3 players left, and the only person and the 2 people that are left in the game, when the person decides to get out, then they automatically lose. So you don't want to be with the black spot. And you got all kinds of rolls here. You got the lookout. This one lets you draw 1 card. Draw 1 from the bag. Steal phase cannot be given a coin, so which is good. In any phase, you cannot have a pirate code played on you. The gunner gets to draw 1 or 2. If he draws 1, he can swap one of someone's face-up coin for any other face-up coin. So basically, it lets you probably swap the position to get a better. Give someone else or you a better position to get a different roll. You get the first mate, he draws less than the captain does. And this one, you may give a coin to another player. You also got a cook that will actually get rid of a coin. There's all these really cool. And then there's these cheat cards here. You get these in the game. This one, for example, says steal a coin or steal phase. This sow discord. All other active players reveal 1 coin at random. This coin remains face up until the steal phase ends. So you can basically learn a little bit about your opponent's stash. And that's the black spot. That's one of the coins. And yeah, and it's really cool because you're basically just trying not to, because when the last coin is drawn out of the bag, the game ends, or if everyone gets out except for those with the black spot. So it's got that really cool. It plays really quickly. Next in line we have this. This is Elder Sign. This is Arkham Horror Light. It's a Yahtzee style game, so it's very accessible for those that don't feel like getting involved in a very chaotic game of Arkham Horror. Because I liked Arkham Horror a lot, but it takes a lot longer to set it up. So you're basically rolling dice to get these tasks that are on the thing. If you fail to get it, you get the negative thing here. You pass, these things happen. So it's pretty cool. You're just basically rolling dice, and it has the feel of Arkham Horror, but it doesn't have all the messy setup or the conflicting rules and try to figure out what's going on. Another one I like a lot is Last Night on Earth. I don't have that to show you, but Last Night on Earth is basically, it's like a B movie game where you're trying to one team will play the zombies. If you have 5 players, you get 4 heroes and 1 zombie player. If you have 6, then you got 4 heroes and 2 zombie players. And you're basically, you got a scenario, and you're basically like, it might be get gas into the truck and get out. You basically got to find the keys, get gas, and survive. And the zombies will come in and try to swarm the players, and they're trying to and they play all these stereotypical characters like the priest, the dumb farmer girl, all these really cool little. It's really campy. I mean, it's got a nice little mechanic to it. The game doesn't go on forever. It's got like a sundial marker. You go down, and I'll put a link down in the description below so you guys can see what it looks like. But I think it's a pretty cool game. Another one that's really cool, but it takes a really long time to play sometimes. It's called Zombies, or Zombie, by Twilight Creations Incorporated, I think it is. And it's a beer and pretzels game. It's not everyone's gonna like it because it's kind of like there's not a lot of thinking involved. You do have these event cards you can play on people or help yourselves, but it's very basic, very simplistic, but it does create the panic where all the zombies come in and surround the players, and you move them to hurt the other players. There's no player elimination. They just get sent back to the center of the board and lose half their zombies. But so it's pretty cool if you don't want a game with player elimination. This one's another one I got. This is a nostalgia game. It's Nightmare, the video board game, and you are basically, it's a roll your dice and move game. And you're going around the board trying to collect keys. And you need to get 6 keys to get to the center of the board, roll a 6, and then draw your fear. And if it's not your fear that you wrote in the beginning of the game, or it's not someone else's, that someone like you wrote, I'm afraid of ghosts, and someone else said I'm afraid of ghosts, and you flip the top one and it's not yours, but someone else wrote the same fear, you're both eliminated. So it's got a lot of messing with you. You can mess with other players. There's cards that you can pick up. There's a gatekeeper, so he's on the screen. He'll come up at random intervals and hose the player. He'll say, you lose a turn if you roll this, or if you don't roll this, and I mean, he really messes with you. The only downside of this game is the replayability. Once you memorize the tape, you're going to know what happens. However, there are expansions you can get that uses the same board but adds new cards and has a different different villain to torment the players as they try to get to the center. And you don't always win this. You can basically get to a point where it's just very chaotic. I mean, it's crazy. It's nostalgic, and if you like nostalgic kind of stuff, then that'll definitely pique your interest. But I can put a link to I'll put some links to some of the stuff. Now, even though this is, I'm saying this is probably, this game I'm going to show you right now is my most favorite horror game to play around Halloween. My next favorite one, of course, is Nightmare. because because night. But and then but my favorite, this definitely hits fires all cylinders of the Halloween theme. I can play this during stormy night. It's got the whole feeling that everything you could possibly want out of a horror board game. This one's Trail at the House on the Hill. Now, the Trail at the House on the Hill is basically you create your own backstory, but you're basically a whole bunch of random people that decide to explore this creepy mansion for whatever odd reason. So you got these, you got characters like the little girl that kind of looks like she could be a murderer, a scientist, or a priest, because there's two sides to each character. You could be the little boy named Peter Akimoto, or you can be Brandon and Jaspers. So, and then you have these weird dice. You got a 1 on one side, so ones, twos, and a blanks on them, and you roll those to meet tests that you're going to be getting in a game, like combat. Everything's really simplistic, but the game has a lot of depth to it. And the reason for that is the game's very replayable. It has a lot of replayability because this is the starting board. You start out in the entrance hall, and depending on what floor you're on, these tiles are going to change. Like this one's for upper ground or basement. You'll flip it up and you'll get, this one's got the creepy hallway. You might be in the basement. You get the wine. You end up in the wine cellar, and you get to draw an item. That's a little symbol there is. Or you can go and get the organ room, get an event marker, or you can get the pentagram chamber, and that gives you the omen. And now, just to explain a little bit about the game here, or is these omens here, they are either items or certain things in the game that when you get them, they can hinder you, help you, or both. This one, like the madman, is a companion, a raving, frothing madman. Gain you 2 might and you lose 1 sanity. If you lose 2 might, you lose 2 might and gain 1 sanity if you lose custody of the madman. This omen cannot be dropped, traded, or stolen. But you can end up losing this. There's things that'll make you lose a card might make you do it. So when you get an omen, if this is, you basically roll the 6 of these of the dice, and if you at least roll equal to or greater than the amount of omens that are in play, the haunt won't come into effect. And that's when the game will change from a somewhat cooperative game and exploring mode to sheer panic, because all the roles could change. Someone in the group will be a betrayer, or you might be working against trying to get out of the house, just surviving. Then there's these weird events. The Lost One. It's a woman wearing a Civil War dress beckons you to fall into a trance, and then you roll dice or read the text, and it tells you what stuff happens in the game. It's got all kinds of really creepy stuff like warped mirrors, evil dolls, fog, blood dripping on the walls. And then you have these items here in the game. So, put this back in here. You can get an angel feather. You might get smelling salts. You might get a bell. And they all do different things to help you in your adventure. But when the game does change, it goes from that exploration mode to the haunt mode, you look at which omen you got and what room it was revealed in, and you go to this little booklet here. So do not read booklet, Trader Tome. And if you, for example, had the bell omen was the one that triggered it, you'd look up bell. I'm sorry, not bell. Sorry, crystal ball. I meant to say, and then you look at what room it is. So if the crystal ball happened to be in the kitchen, you look at the thing. You find out, you line them up. So the kitchen and the crystal ball would be haunt number 23. Haunt 23 is the person left of the haunt revealer. So you never know who's going to be the betrayer. And you turn the page, the haunt 23, and it tells you what it is. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's 50 different haunts, so the replayability is really high. The rooms are all layouts. The mansion layout's always different, so you never know what you're going to expect, and you can get hosed any second with a haunt coming up. And you might they might be the person that has all the items in the game, or it might be someone that has absolutely no items. So it's very interesting to see how the game, evolves as time goes on. And with every omen that comes up, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, is the haunt gonna start now?" And you're panicking. And when you just barely make the haunt roll, and the haunt doesn't happen, you're like, it's got that tension and everything. So I think that game, the Trail, I mean, I've played it like numerous times, and I have yet to see a lot of the haunts come up, and I've only played maybe a couple haunts more than once, but they played differently because different things happened in the game. Like, people were scattered different places, so sometimes being at the right time, the right place when the haunt happens, it could tip the favor one way or another. Then again, sometimes it makes it even more harder for both to accomplish the tasks and the time frames. So it's a pretty interesting game. So that's all I can say right now. But those are my favorite horror games that I like to play around the holidays, around Halloween, and even like to play some of them, when it's not even Halloween. But that's my favorite games. Thanks for watching.